When you go to the jury room, first thing you should do is choose a foreperson. Foreperson should see to it that your discussions are carried on in an organized way and that everyone has a fair chance to be heard. It is your duty to talk with one another and to deliberate in the jury room. Try to agree upon a verdict if you can. Each of you must decide the case for yourself, but only after you discuss the evidence with the other jurors. Do not hesitate to change your mind if you become convinced you are wrong, but do not change your mind because other jurors may disagree with you. Keep an open mind and openly exchange your thoughts and ideas about this case. Stating your opinions too strongly at the beginning or immediately announcing how you plan to vote may interfere with open discussion. Please treat one another courteously. Your role is to be an impartial judge of the facts, not to act as an advocate for one side or the other. As I told you at the beginning of the trial, do not talk about the case or about any of the people or any subject involved in it with anyone, including but not limited to your spouse, family, friends, spiritual advisors, or therapists. You must discuss the case only in the jury room, only when all 12 jurors are present. Do not discuss your deliberations with anyone else. It is very important that you not use the internet or a dictionary in any way in connection with this case during your deliberations. During both phases of this trial, several items were received into evidence as exhibits. You may examine whatever exhibits you think will help you in your deliberations. These exhibits will be sent into the jury room with you when you begin to deliberate. If you wish to see the baseball bat or the 3D skulls, please request them in writing. If you need to communicate with me while you are deliberating, send a note through the deputy, signed by the foreperson or by one or more members of the jury. To have a complete record of this trial, it is important that you not communicate with me except by written note. If you have questions, I will talk with the attorneys before I answer, so it may take some time. You should continue with your deliberations while you wait for my answer. I will answer any questions in writing or orally here in open court. Do not reveal to me or anyone else how the vote stands on the issues in this case unless I specifically ask you to do so. Your verdict must be unanimous. That means in order to return a verdict, all of you must agree to it. It is not my role to tell you what your verdict should be. Do not take anything I said or did during the trial as an indication of what I think about the facts, the witnesses, or what your verdict should be. You will be given verdict forms. As soon as all jurors have agreed upon a verdict, the foreperson must date and sign the appropriate verdict form and notify the deputy. Return any unsigned verdict forms. As for our alternate jurors, the jury will soon begin deliberating. If you are still an alternate juror and are bound by my earlier instructions about your conduct, do not talk about the case or about any of the people or any subject involved in it with anyone, not your family, friends, not even with each other. Do not have any contact with the deliberating jurors. Do not decide how you would vote if you were deliberating. Do not form or express an opinion about the issues in this case unless you are substituted in for one of the deliberating jurors. Now, ladies and gentlemen, like in the first phase of the trial, the deputy will be sworn in a moment to take charge of you. As you can see, it is 4:45, so we are well beyond the normal end of the day. So all that will happen is deputy will be sworn, let you know where you need to meet tomorrow, and then you can simply go on your way. Take your notebooks with you to put in the jury deliberating room, and obviously take your personal effects as well. Get a copy of the instructions. If you wish additional copies, they'll be provided. You'll also get a laptop if you wish to watch any of the videos again, or audios that were presented during the first phase of the trial. You'll also receive all of the exhibits. Now, like the first phase of the trial, there will also be verdict forms. For this phase of the trial, there are only 2 forms. Each form will indicate a different penalty. One will indicate that you believe the appropriate penalty is death. The other will indicate the appropriate penalty is life without the possibility of parole. Foreperson will date the appropriate form, and corresponding form will be left blank. Now, once again, with respect to your deliberations, as far as the time you come in, when you take your breaks, when you take your lunch hour, it's entirely up to you. Again, we do not like to take verdicts past 4 o'clock if we can help it. But in any event, you will be able to set your own schedule to some degree. We'll let the deputy know what time you want to come back tomorrow to meet you and then bring you to the jury deliberation. All right, Madam Clerk, will please swear again.
Do you solemnly state you will take together that you will not speak yourself or not speak to them? Do you solemnly state you will take together that you will not speak yourself or not speak to them? Do you solemnly state you will take together that you will not speak yourself or not speak to them? Do you solemnly state you will take together that you will not speak yourself or not speak to them? Do you solemnly state you will take together that you will not speak yourself or not speak to them? Do you solemnly state you will take together that you will not speak yourself or not speak to them? Do you solemnly state you will take together that you will not speak yourself or not speak to them? Do you solemnly state you will take together that you will not speak yourself or not speak to them? Do you solemnly state you will take together that you will not speak yourself or not speak to them? Do you solemnly state you will take together that you will not speak yourself or not speak to them? Do you solemnly state you will take together that you will not speak yourself or not speak to them? Do you solemnly state you will take together that you will not speak yourself or not speak to them? Do you solemnly state you will take together that you will not speak yourself or not speak to them? Do
All right, for our 12 deliberating jurors, please accompany the deputy. Please take your notebooks, and I believe there might be a transcript that you have, or whatever documents that you have, the personal effects and accompany and the jury deliberation. Counsel, do you have any objection if the laptop goes back?
No objection. It's the same one from last time.
It is the same one, and I know it's clean. All right, lady and gentlemen, alternates. It'll be the same process this time that we went through the last time. Jury will deliberate. If they reach a verdict or not, they conclude the trial, then Madam Clerk will call you and let you know what the result is. If, however, one or more of our jurors are unable to deliberate over the next few days to come to a verdict, they need to call you in again by a random selection process. We'd like to get you here as quickly as possible, within a half an hour, so that we can start the deliberation process all over again, this time with you as part of the deliberation. Now, very good chance that this jury will conclude their service. If they do, this will be the last time I will have an opportunity to see you. So a few parting comments for you. First off, again, please leave your notebooks behind. If you're called back in, the notebook will be returned. If not, anything you've written on in those notebooks will be destroyed. With respect to your badges, if you could stop by the second floor before you leave the building, just to hand them in. Call back in, the badge will be returned. Not, then obviously you'll be recycled, so that's why we like to have. Also, at the end of the trial, all of your personal juror identifying information will be moved, redacted, and sealed from the record, meaning that no one will be able to contact you through the court. If someone wanted to contact you for the conclusion of the case, would have to petition the court first. The court would then notify you, let you know someone wants to talk to you. If that were to occur, you would have a right to object and say, I don't want to be contacted. That is your right. That's your privacy. Now, lastly, since I may not see you again, I do want to express my thanks to you, not just my personal thanks and the litigants' thanks, but especially during these times, and especially during a case such as this. To my knowledge, this is the only death penalty that has started and finished since COVID started and the courts reopened. We certainly understand the toll that it takes on jurors to listen to a case such as this. We also understand the toll that it takes on you just to leave your house in the morning, come here to the courthouse. So normally I thank jurors, but in this instance, it's more than just a thanks. All of you that are here today are doing so because obviously you believe that justice can't be served unless you are here. That couldn't be more true. As I mentioned at the outset of the trial, our system fails. Our citizens do not serve as jurors. So your willingness to serve, especially during these times, extraordinarily thankful on my behalf. Many men and women have worked very hard in this during these times. As you leave, a certificate which memorializes your service with us will be given to you, and also a letter of thanks that reiterates comments. Again, I can't thank you enough for sit through a lengthy trial, especially during the times that we were all experiencing. So, if we do not see you again on this trial, hopefully we'll see you on another one at some point in the future. If we do have a verdict on the case, one way or another, Madam Clerk will call you, and then to the extent that you want to be here or want to listen to see what the ultimate sentencing occurs, you'll have that opportunity, and Madam Clerk will give you that date. It's difficult to come to the court because we have limited seating, but you can always listen in on the process. Not now, but after the trial is over, and sentencing wish to go on live stream at get the on our call. So once again, I do want to thank you for your service. Don't forget to stop by the second floor. should reflect that our alternates have left the court. Mr. Martin, the same process this time around as the last. We will reconvene for any questions. If it's something simple, then the attorneys, through an email chain, will, if they agree, we'll go ahead and proceed in that fashion, assuming the court agrees as well. We'll put it on the record later. If there's readback, we typically send the public court back in to read those relevant reports. All of that acceptable?
Yeah.
All right. I know we have means to contact both counsels, so we'll let them know when you're here. The time that the jurors are coming in tomorrow would seem to be, if it's not earlier, it will be close to the time that we normally do, so we can make yourself available then. We'll be as soon as we have either a question or answer or
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
thank you, gentlemen.
Yes.